Liquid will clap back, but also Tundra wants heaven and hell.
Excuse me, I'm giving you a phone call.
Oh, she's doing it right this time. That's good.
Hello? Hey, Skitter, how you doing?
Oh, hey guys.
Sorry.
Hey.
Skitter, actually, I wanna. Did you hear any of the conversation we just had? Like, I don't know when they.
Yeah, I was
put you in the
listening
Discord.
for like
Okay.
solid 5 minutes.
Oh wow. Okay, so in that case, my apologies. But I actually would love to hear your insight on. Well, you guys are kind of in the same boat. You are playing, obviously all the DPCs, and then DreamLeagues, and then all the majors. Your kind of rest days are. You almost are your travel days, which is, that's also not really resting. So I'd love to hear your insight. Like, how are you balancing your, being at top form, but also knowing that you need to be in top form when Rear Masters TI comes around?
I think, at least for me, what I do is, for this DPC, we try to perform as much as we can and play as much as possible because it counts towards the TI. And then the other tournaments, we still try as much as we can, but we don't put any pressure on us, or any expectations, rather. But I don't know. I mean, if you are winning everything, it's hard to burn out, in my opinion. Because, when you lose, that's where you have to go to problem-solving mindset. But we have been winning the whole DPC, and it's looking good for us.
I mean, this series looked incredible. I would love to talk to you about the two stand-ins you performed with today, because it is quite remarkable. Of course, last DreamLeague season, you guys did the same with Aramis. You slotted them in, and it worked fantastic. We thought, that's an Aramis thing, but it seems to be a you guys thing. So where did these two picks come from for you? Where did Malrine and Immersion, where did they come from? How did you decide on them? And how did it feel like preparing with them? Or did you even prepare, considering you're saying you didn't put any, extra pressure on it?
We did have 1 day of scrims. We scrimmed yesterday with them, and by the way, how we found them, I mean, they are obviously very great players. They are both in top 10 leaderboards in Europe, so I'm not even sure if it's us slotting them in and like making them feel comfortable, but they are just great players. I feel like they would perform in any other team.
Well, it seems to
Like
work out fantastic. Because could you also shine some light on something that we've heard through the grapevine, through stream audio, I believe, where snaking obviously was replaced today by immersion. But is it correct that starting tomorrow it will be Saxa that will be taking his leave, and then snaking comes back and immersion is standing in for Saxa basically, and Malrine will take over for 9 for the whole way through? Is that correct?
That's the initial plan. So
Okay.
Saxa is only gonna be playing today. Then Snakey will come back, and then that's all I can say for now.
Okay, that is fine. That is all I wanted to hear. Thank you for that. I'm of course joined by Perch, Effie, and Jenkins. I'd also like to ask you some questions.
Hey, so how does your expectations change when you have stand-ins? Because you talked a lot about putting pressure on yourselves for expectations for a tournament. So do you have any for this tournament as a result of your stand-ins?
I mean, maybe some cautiously, but we tell ourselves that, we will not mind even if you're gonna be last. And we basically want to make sure that these stand-ins are as comfortable as they can be. We tell them, treat these games like it's a pub. And that's sort of the mindset we are going into the games with.
Cool. And another question: how do you feel about playing against Batrider 4 from the carry perspective? Is it annoying, or is it more like something your support has to deal with?
I mean, it is extremely annoying. All these range universal heroes on support, like especially the Batrider and techies, they are pain in the ass to deal with. I hope the Frog will reconsider this whole universal attribute being in Dota. I don't think it adds anything. And yeah, that's sort of how I feel about it.
Is it just because they have so much, way too much damage at the start of the game? Or are you also annoyed by, the Magnus type carry universal heroes too?
Yes, I mean, it's both. I just don't feel like this universal attribute is bringing anything positive to the game. Like, if the numbers are going to be too high as they are right now, the whole universal attribute is going to be broken. And then if you lower the numbers, then no one's going to touch these heroes. So I don't really understand, how you can balance around this so they can become situational. Rather than either broken or bad.
Do you think it's good at least that universal heroes have more viable item builds, and that part's kind of fun at least? Or do you think that's all figured out now, where it's Echo Manta, etc.?
I mean, that's sort of what I wanted to say. Like you say, they have more options, but you just see the same items over again. You see these harpoons, you see pikes, you see mantas, scaris, I think it's definitely cool that you have like different evaluation for these heroes. When it comes to these items, they can be like damage item, even though they serve an other purpose for other heroes. But I don't know. It's hard to say.
Okay. Hey, Skitter. I was thinking about your universal thing. Do you think that maybe if they just changed the pool of universal heroes, that could be a way to balance it? Like, I don't think heroes like Timbersaw or Magnus personally needed to be universal. Do you think that could be a potential way to incorporate the universal attribute into the game? I wouldn't be surprised if they want to keep trying to make this universal attribute a thing. They'll move some heroes out, maybe move some heroes in. Maybe that's a good way how to try to balance it. But honestly, I don't know. I play the game. I don't try to like think too much about how to make it work. All right. Well, about the thinking in the game, I'm curious. So what happened between Berlin and the third tour of the DPC for you guys that made it click better? Because you guys look like you're in a much more seamless and comfortable position than you did at the start of the patch.
I kind of want to say the pressure got to us because we understand that we might not be with the full squad for next major. I'm not sure if I can say that. But anyways, so we kind of clicked for us that we need to basically perform now or never. And maybe the whole pressure made us play better. But honestly, who knows? I don't think we did anything different this tournament, this DPC tour, compared to the other two.
Mm-hmm. Do you mind sharing why you're playing with stand-ins this DreamLeague, or is it something that you can't talk about?
Well, there's a lot of Dota being played right now. There's the DPC Tour 3, there's the DreamLeague, then Bali, then Saudi. It's a lot of Dota, and some of our players was feeling burned out, and they wanted to take a break to perform better in the Saudi and Bali major. So that's sort of what they're doing.
Okay, good to know. And you personally, you don't experience that kind of burnout? Do you ever feel like you need to take a break? Because I don't think I've seen you take one.
I would like to, but sometimes you can't.
Okay, sometimes you can't.
In East Europe, you just say it is what it is, And you
It is what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Hey, Big S, good to see you. Let's say I'm going out doing a pub crawl with the boys. I'm 7 drinks in, litty titty, sloshed with my friends. I come home. I want to play a match of Dota. I want to play carry. I want to be like Skitter. What is the best carry that I can play while I'm absolutely shit-faced?
Probably Medusa. Kind of simple. You just A-click the ground. Sometimes you throw Schneck in them.
Right. Should I do a rapier rush?
100%. You just tell your team, get me Aegis, you buy rapier, and in time to, so you're ready for another series of shots. You can end the game in 20 minutes easily.
Another series of shots, yeah. I like where your head's at. Okay, second question is, are there any heroes that are just too dirty that you refuse to play on principle?
It's not necessarily principle. I really wanted to try this whole Wind Ranger carry, but it's impossible to pick. You go into the ranked, it's either banned because people ban it pre-phase, and then you try to first pick it, the other team also first pick it, so it gets banned. So I literally have been trying for 1 week or 2 to get a 1 game of Wind Ranger in, and I cannot. It's literally impossible, and it's pissing me off. It's called all pick, no, all random or whatever. I don't know. I'm beefing with the matchmaking when it comes to this.
You
Sure.
can't pick it in scrims?
I have this philosophy that I don't want to waste my teammates' time to basically use a scrim to learn a new hero. I think that's what pubs are for, not scrims.
All right, that's fair.
That's a good philosophy.
It is a good philosophy,
Yeah.
unless the pubs don't allow you to pick the hero,
Yeah.
because everybody either picks Wind Ranger or bans it, and if they pick it first, and you'll see it as support, you'll see it as offlane, you'll see it as mid, and then as a carry, you're gonna be. There's no way. There's no way you're gonna get your hands on that. I feel.
I got a question about that. What build would you do as carry Wind Ranger that's different from the other positions of Wind Ranger right now?
On carry, I have an idea of doing a Maelstrom into Axe. I think the Axe is extremely strong, especially the 15 talent, and it makes it very hard for the enemies to play against him because you never see him coming, and then you're just dead.
But you're saying this at not having played it yet, though, right? This is just your idea right now?
Yeah, this is just a theory crap. I have no idea if it's actually good.
Okay.
Well, I hope that you get to play Wind Ranger carry in a pub soon. You have a couple of hours before your next series, I believe, that you're playing against Talon later today. So good luck with that series. Skitter, thank you for taking the time to talk to us. And of course, congratulations on a very, very, very convincing opening series here for DreamLeague. And talk to you again soon.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Have a nice one.
Thanks.